Guys, so I just finished making a video about taking this tactical rail off, which by the way is full metal. You can hear that. So, first impressions on this gun is that it's very heavy. The reason for that is it's full metal, as it says right in the instructions in that orange piece, full metal. So, what that means is that all of this is metal except for the grip. So, probably shouldn't be that rough on the grip. I don't know how tough it is. But the gun does have a quality feel to it actually. It's very nice looking down the sights. If you're holding out in front of you like you would with when you're shooting it, looks pretty good. Easy to pull back the hammer, you don't have to reach up too far. For smaller hands, I do have decent sized hands, so it might be a little bit more difficult for other people, but for me, I can just reach up, pull the hammer back. I can reach the trigger very easily, so I can pull it. With this gun, you do have a safety, which actually blocks the trigger from being pulled at all. See, I'm pulling it right now. The hammer does not pull back, but when you're off of the safety, you can see the trigger does pull, and the hammer does pull back. And if you pulled the hammer back and you want to release it, if you took under safety, you should know this, but if you didn't and you haven't had a gun with a hammer before, which is this piece right here, what you do is you get your finger off the trigger, you pull back the hammer, it'll just have a tiny itty bitty little bit of play. You can see that there. You pull it back like that, you pull the trigger, while holding the hammer, you ease it forward, and then let go of the trigger. And now the gun's hammer is not pulled back anymore. To release the cylinder, all you have to do is push forward. So this is your safety. And then you push it forward, and then you push it all the way forward, which it does spring back, and then you just push the cylinder out. So you can do that with one hand if you push it and then pop it out the other side. And now you have a 6-cylinder piece, which would be the magazine on other guns. And there we go. Now it'll spin. I heard this isn't good for handguns, but I'm not quite sure. So you do have I'm just going to call it a push rod, where it pushes the shells forward, which is the next thing I'm going to talk about, which is the shells. I've been shooting shotguns lately. I don't know exactly what this is called, but I'm just going to call it a shell. Okay, so what you have here is the BB goes in the tip of where the bullet would be, and then you can see through it, and the reason for that is the CO2 is pushed through that hole to the back of the BB, and that's propelled forward. So these slide in very easily, just like a real handgun. I'm going to put all of them in, and it should be pretty easy. Spin it around, get the rest of them exposed. And there you go. Now all of your shells are in. One sort of problem that I have is these shells are very loose inside of there. So you can see they can go all the way back, forward, and then back. And they kind of rattle. And when you're closing it, you're going to want to hold it down like this so that they're all pressed in, and then close it, or else it'll be impossible to close because one of them is going to be in the way. Then you have a possibility to damage the outer rim of the shell. So once it's closed, you can actually see the shells. Now I know this isn't loaded, that's why I can point it at me. There you go. And you can see the front of the shells. Probably can't. But this barrel is recessed, but it's recessed like 3 inches. So it's possible that this barrel is not 6 inches, which it is not, I promise. Shorter than that. I'm hoping this gun is still accurate though, being a long-barreled revolver like this. Might not be, but I'm really hoping it is. If it's not, it'll still be tons of fun to shoot. I love shooting guns even if I'm missing the target, but it's always room to improve, right? So to put your CO2 in, you slide back this handle, which is kind of easy to slide back, which isn't necessarily a good thing, because when you're shooting, this can come back a little bit, not that far. It'll slide out, and you'll have like this annoyingly small gap, like that. Which, I haven't shot this gun before, as you guys know, but it can become a problem. I've noticed that some people have complained about that, but the grip is pretty nice. So, I don't know. It does say Black Ops right here. I'm not a fan of Black Ops on normal guns. I know it's a real military thing, and I know it's a real video game thing. I play it all the time, I play Black Ops all the time, but I don't really like it on my guns. I like traditional guns, but I found this. It was like a Dan Wesson gun, and it looked very similar to this. I believe that it's made similar. It was all chrome right here, and it had like a wood grip, and I thought it was really nice, but it was $100 more, and I figured, you know, it's really aesthetics. I think that this will be okay. And I got it, and lo and behold, it is okay. You can see that the cylinder moves very freely. It's not like you really have to crank back the hammer. So, it does feel of quality. I'm not quite sure if it is of quality, but it feels like it. You do have fiber optics, so when you're looking through the sights, that's what you're going to see. So, it's a very nice handgun. I would recommend it as of first impressions, but you're really going to learn my recommendations and everything when I actually put out a review of this gun, which should be interesting because I really want it to be a good review. But you really never know with BB guns from Walmart. No offense to Walmart, but you guys know about that. So I'm just gonna kind of fiddle around. Most of the video is pretty much over now, but or like the important things. I'm just gonna tell you about how these shells feel. I do really love how they look in here. It looks awesome. I can spin it. See, they're coming out a little bit. But when you take it out, you can just have the shells fall into your hand. But if you're a fan of handguns, what you can do, I'm just going to put a couple of these in here so I can demonstrate. What you can do is you can push this rod forward and the shells come out a little bit, and then you can grab them from there. But these shells are metal. It's not like they're plastic and they're just sliding in. They are metal, like you can hear it when you move them around in your hand. So, would I recommend this gun off of first impressions? Yes, but I don't know about the accuracy yet because I do know that they trimmed this barrel down pretty far. I'd say the barrel probably ends where this tactical rail ends. So, you know, I don't know, guys. I really hope it's good. I think it will be. It feels of quality, and I really hope it is. So yeah, that's really all I have to say. I really wish I could take out this bottom tactical rail. I don't know, I'm going to look in the instructions a little bit more, but it doesn't look like it because it's actually connected to the metal in the outside of the barrel. So that's that, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this, and I kind of just filled it around at the end. I figured it'd be alright if I did that, so yeah. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I'll see you in my other videos. And if you want to see how I took off that tactical rail, go check out my other video. But thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.